there was a problem whereby if you're selling across multiple marketplaces, now, let's say, for example, it's 5 marketplaces and you can do 5 updates per minute, then you can only really push one product price change. And so then it starts becoming the more marketplaces you sell on, especially in Europe, I think it is because it's the same region, now starts causing problems in like how the frequency of updates slows down because you're now doing 5, not 1 update, because 5 marketplaces. Can you kind of explain that a little bit better and tell me more about it? And I'd love to know, obviously, other weird nuances, situations that maybe would be interesting for sellers to understand that you've seen, which are limitations.
Yeah, for sure. So it's actually not, I know we discuss it in depth, and it's an interesting one that I think sellers didn't understand so well, that we sort of call it internally the diminishing return on scaling your business to new marketplaces. Probably need a catchier phrase for that one. So to give some clarity to everyone listening, previously, like I said, you could only make a price update every 2 minutes. You could do as many listings as you wanted, essentially, but every 2 minutes. But that was per marketplace. So that meant that if you were selling in Canada and in the United States, you could update as many listings as you want for the United States right now, but then you would have to wait 2 minutes to update Canada. And then you would have to wait another 2 minutes to update the US. So you were initially just waiting 2 minutes to update one marketplace. Now you're waiting 4 minutes to get back to your initial marketplace, to go from US back to US. Anyone that's got a seller ID would understand that you get a variety of marketplaces. There's like 3 regions. So there's what I call the Far East, which is Australia, Singapore, and Japan, and India, I think. India might be in Europe, actually. It sounds silly, but then there's Europe, which is the biggest region. It includes all of the European marketplaces, but then also Egypt and Saudi Arabia. It's everything that isn't the Far East. And then essentially, then there is North America, which is Brazil, Mexico, and the US. So you have the North America, which is 4 marketplaces, Far East, which is 4 marketplaces. Then in the middle, you have Europe, which is 13 marketplaces. So if you were selling on all those marketplaces, you would have to wait 2 minutes for one marketplace, 2 minutes for the next marketplace. By the time you get around, we're talking about 26 minutes to return to all of those, to your other marketplaces, which could mean that you're not being competitive. The change with this instant repricing is that we can send one feed at a time, 5 per second, but we can hit different marketplaces with each message. So we can only update one marketplace at a time, but we can update US one message, one price, and then Canada one price, and then Mexico one price, and then US price, and then go back to Mexico. So we can actually optimize across marketplaces, which has changed this diminishing return, and it isn't actually a problem anymore.
When I heard about that, I was like, oh my God, that would basically mean that if I increase my business across more marketplaces, I'm actually decreasing my ability to reprice. And so therefore there's again, diminishing returns. Like, actually, would I want to decrease that or like not make that decision to scale across all the marketplaces? Can I ask, obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of the API, but are there any other nuances like that where, like, should we say, people should be aware of that maybe you've seen?
I don't know how much everyone should be aware of them, but there is certainly a lot of nuances. Like one that's really present in our mind at the moment is regarding B2B, business repricing. So for those that don't know, you can offer your regular B2C price, but you can also offer a discounted price to sell to people that have a business credit card inside their Amazon account. You can also offer quantity discounts as part of that. So businesses, if they buy in bulk, can get a lower rate per unit for buying multiple units at a time. So, we said one price can be updated at a time, a few per second, but one at a time. But one of the limitations at the moment is you can't delete and add business prices at the same time. So if we need to send new business prices, we have to send a message to delete the business prices and then send another message to return the business prices. It essentially means that your quota for business prices is cut in half, because to add and remove and add and remove. So the logic that we have is we have to send a message and then a follow-up message, a message to delete and another message to add it. So they're just quirks. Amazon is aware of some of these things and they're working on solutions for them. They're doing a lot of things all the time. But these are some of the challenges as a solution provider that we're faced, that maybe sellers don't understand, or the work that goes into building these solutions, that sometimes it's just making systems talk to each other in the right way. So there's lots of those types of things. And I'm sure, like we sat here, I could probably continue to list them off.